Hi folks, today we'll go through the anti-devlog, or in other words, the death of my game. Ever since I was a kid, I loved video games. The skill, the challenge, and the high scores. It's always been a dream of mine to make a video game, to understand what it takes to produce a game, which is why it appeared on my list, along with making a board game and writing a book. It was during the pandemic that I decided to give it a try with Unity, but which game to make? I knew it had to be something small, but also addictive, so I thought back to the games that I enjoyed as a kid. This brought me to one of the most difficult games I've ever played, even now. Solar Jetman was impossible. I could only ever get to the 4th world, but I always found myself coming back to play it again for some reason. It was old school hard, but the hook was there. It had solid mechanics, and there was a lot of skill in mastering them. At the start of the game, you were thrown out of the mothership with no controls, instructions, or anything. The controls were unique. Even to this day, there is not many shooters with this type of cardinal directional rotation, shooting and flying. The levels all had different gravity, and you took damage from collisions based on your speed. The shield was an absolute. Most enemies could one-shot you, so thankfully they gave it to you in the first level. The idea for my game was based on the gravity and momentum to add more physics mechanics, complement the ones already in Solar Jetman. And this is how far I got working casually on this game. I actually had lots of fun doing the new sprites and animations, and had realized many of the physics-based mechanics in Unity scripting. I had realized shooting, thrust vectoring, pickups and power-ups. I even had an enemy aggro script with damage. If you shoot him, eventually he'll stop shooting back. The towing and tractor beam physics were also realized in Unity. However, this is an older build where I didn't have the fixed update implemented in the script, as you can see. Making a quick change now to the script, you can see that the camera follows, we have shoot animations, also the momentum that you see in Solar Jetman. I was only spending a few hours a week working on this game, and I quickly realized how many more mechanics would have to be added in order to complete it. I knew then that I had to make a smaller game if I ever wanted to check making a video game off my list. So I decided to kill this one, hence the anti-devlog name. The new game I want to make will also be based on space physics and reusing many of the mechanics I've already developed, but this one will be smaller and definitely finishable, and one based on a new mechanic which uses gravitational slingshot or interstellar drifting as its core gameplay loop. So join me in my traditional devlog as I make my new game, where I'll cover in more details the scripts already presented and new ones for my smaller game. Catch you then.